Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. You lucky people get 5 earwax removals in this compilation. I know I've spoilt you again, okay? But what we got here, as you can see, I'm not on the screen today. Well, hopefully you can see that. Basically, I'm in the other clinic and I don't have access to my camera and the green screen and everything else. So I'm just doing this old school. We've gone back to basics with you guys today for this video and this voiceover. So you can see we've got this very tiny little entrance to the ear canal. This is actually the standard size ulnar tube we've got in here. We can just barely get that in, but we've got this really thick plug. It's quite sticky on the outside, got a good grip on that, pulled that away, and you can see the eardrum there looking lovely and healthy behind. So this is what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like afterwards. Now these videos today are kind of quick fire videos, guys. You kind of blink and you miss it, so make sure you stay tuned for all of them. 1 centimeter, half an inch, so a teeny tiny little earwax plug on that one. Guys, if you do enjoy these videos, then you could always give us a heart or a thumbs up, depending on which social media platform you're watching this on. You could also subscribe and follow if you wouldn't mind. That would be awesome. We love to get new followers and new subscribers, so make sure you do that for me. That would be great. So we can see the second patient in the compilation here. Now we've got these 2 pieces of wax. You can see they're very different colors. We've got kind of light and dark here, kind of yin and yang of earwax removal here, and we've got a very narrow entrance to the canal. Now this is actually a fine end we're using here, and you can see I've got to kind of tease that outer part of the ear canal open there to be able to get the endoscope in, and we're going to hold the side open then with the endoscope and get to this deeper bit. Now this section here on the right hand side, you can see it's very light in color. It's quite solid as well. Now I thought this was a light piece of wax to start with until I took this out of the ear. Now as we pull this forwards, what you'll see is this piece of what I presume was wax spins a little bit, and you'll be able to see inside it, and I want to see if you think it's the same thing that I do. I know, just because you're a knowledgeable bunch, you guys are screaming this at your various devices right now anyway, what you think this is. But watch what happens when we turn this around. Look at all those little fibers trapped inside. I'm going to give you a second. Have a little think about what you think that might be, alright? And we're going to go in and we're just going to get this other little piece away now. You can see here. So there we go. We've got this darker section, a lot softer, this bit of wax. Got a grip and up the tube it goes. There you go. So that's got sucked into the tank. I'm not going to show you the tank, don't panic. But you can see we've got this this sort of very different colors there. Now I think this little piece is part of a cotton wool bud, so part of a Q-tip bud. I don't think it's the whole end because it's so tiny. It's only ½ centimeter, just under 1/4 of an inch. But I do think it's part of it, and I think that's what those little fibers we could see is. It was the cotton wool bit on the end. I'm not too sure what you call it in the US, because you keep laughing at me when I call it cotton wool. You must call it something very different in the US. But that end of the cotton wool bud there. Third patient in the compilation. We've got a bit of a color difference here as well. Lighter material on the outside edge. What do you think that is? Yeah, it's a little bit of dry skin. God, you guys know this channel so well now. I think you guys are starting to progress past beginner wax people to more intermediate level. I think we're going to have to start throwing some more technical terms in here for you guys to keep you on your toes, I think. But what we've got here, you can see this really dry piece of skin here at the entrance to the ear canal. Just taking that away. Look at that, coming away really well there. That long kind of strip. Right, sorry, while we're doing this, but I'm going to go off topic just ever so slightly. Thank you so much for all your guys' feedback over the in and out videos that we did this week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have a look at the channel page. You'll see them on there. We actually shot from the outside and the inside. You guys, fantastic at giving feedback. Thank you so much. And you know what? I have to say one thing. Even when you guys didn't really like it, you were so polite. It was lovely. You were like, Rhys, I'm not too fussed. I'm not too sure about this video. It's a little bit distracting, but we do still love you, which is fab. It really polarized the audience. I've got to be honest. People really loved it, or they were not really that fussed on it, but very nice about it, which I appreciate no end, because when you create stuff, you know, we do get a lot of feedback, and you do get a lot of stick in the comment section. In fairness, guys, you are really good. You know, we don't get a lot of hassle with you guys. I've got to be honest. You're absolutely fab, and you embrace everything we do. So because it's a little bit of change, hang on. Looks a lot better. All the wax is gone. Sorry. Because it's a little bit of change, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this in, those types of videos. I think I'm going to do once, maybe one a week, because I really enjoy doing them. And I think it's really good for patients, especially when they're going to attend the clinic, to see what happens from the outside as well as the inside. So if you don't mind, I'm going to carry on with that a little bit longer, and all the other videos for the other week are going to look like this one's, obviously with me on there. But if you don't mind, I'm going to carry on with that just a little bit longer. Sorry, waffle over. So we're going to carry on now with this one. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is our 4th patient in this compilation now. Very different, very dense cilia and hairs on the outer part of the ear canal. You can really see that, and we've got this very wet, mushy type earwax that's in here, but with a kind of harder core. Imagine this like an M&M, a Smartie, Skittle, whatever confectionery of your choice that has an outer hard shell and then a softer core to it. So you can see here it's really kind of just working down the canal. It's getting caught a little bit on these hairs, and what's happened is it's actually spun. We had a grip on the harder section on the outside first of all, but it's spun around, and this softer material then is coming out just here. So there we go. There's that plug. You can see a little bit of dead skin. That's that light grey white material. You can see where the patient's actually been trimming those hairs, so you can imagine how dense those hairs would have been if the patient hadn't trimmed them as well. We're just fighting our way through the forest. There we go. You can see the eardrum looking a lot better there. So there's the wax before, and there's the eardrum looking nice and healthy after. Guys, don't forget, if you're enjoying these videos, like and follow, like and heart, depending on which one you're watching it on, or follow and subscribe. Thank you so much. That would be great. So we've got the other ear canal here, very wet. You can see it's very humid in here as well. It's got a little bit of misting to the camera. That's because the patient's been putting some olive oil and using a dropper, using a pipette. And what happens when you have a lot of hair on the outer part of the ear canal is the drop of oil sits on the hairs on the outer part of the ear canal. And then when we pass, oh my goodness me, I'm going to put my teeth in, guys. You can tell I'm not doing this on camera. When we pass through the hairs, we get little bits of oil that stick to the front of the camera there. But we've got a good grip on this section. There we go. It's quite a hard little piece of wax. There we go. Out that comes. And let's take a look behind it. Yeah, more in there again. We can see this very kind of dense forest of hair in there, and this blob of wax right in the middle. Now, I know a lot of you are going to get, oh my goodness me, guys, I'm so sorry. A lot of you are going to ask in the comments, why don't you trim the hairs? If I can do the job and I don't need to trim the hair, I will do the job and not trim the hair. If we had a really dense forest of hair in there, we may take some of those out before we start. Touch wood, I've never really had to do it. I've got to be honest. It's never got to the point where I need to trim it out, because the endoscope is such a good field of view. I've never had to do it, but you can see it looks nice and healthy. Oh, little tiny sneaky bit there on the one side doesn't want to come away, so let's get rid of that first of all. There we go. Out that comes. Lovely. And let's take a look. Back in, there we are. There's the eardrum looking nice and healthy. So this is what it looked like before. This is what it looks like after. So we're coming to the last video in this compilation now, guys. I'm going to go with that one. What am I going to go with that one? That's bang on 1/4 of an inch, but I'm going to go probably just over 1/2 centimeter. If I turned it on this side, I think it would have looked a little bit bigger. But you've got a very hard piece. Now, this is actually what came out of the first ear canal. The second ear canal was so soft, it all just got sucked inside the machine. Very dense hair on the outer part of the ear canal, very humid ear canal. Now this patient isn't fully occluded, okay? We can see the eardrum. So would they be having too much difficulty as far as the hearing is concerned? Probably not a tremendous amount of difficulty, but look where the wax is. It's stuck right at the top of that eardrum. So let's get rid of this. Let's get this gone, because if it hardens in that position, it can have an effect. And you can see it already start to harden up, but look how it's peeling down the side of the canal. There we go, through. We're having to pull it through those really dense, coarser hairs on the outside part of the ear. There we are. That is dense. You can see all those tiny, teeny little hairs there. Let's just get rid of some of these bits and pieces. There we go. And there we are. Now, I am going to leave that hair there. The reason I'm leaving the hair there is it's sitting flat against the eardrum. So I've got no way of getting that out without actually putting pressure and forcing a tool against the eardrum. So I'm just going to let that one work its way out on its own. It will do. It won't cause any problems while it's down there. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching our video again today. I've thoroughly enjoyed voicing this one over. If I did make a few mistakes and tripped over my words a couple of times. But I shall see you again for Monday. More than likely, I'm back in this clinic again on Monday, so it's going to be another video like this one. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, and heart stuff. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I'll see you on Monday. Bye, everyone.